everybody. David Lowry with Club Fantasci coming back at you from the Southern Hobby Supply Retail Expo here in Nashville, Tennessee. Joining me is Tony Chernoff from Panini Games, and we are going to take a look at Afterworld, Atlantean, and Norse. What do we got?
All right, thank you. Thank you for David. We have one setup, one player setup. This is the Atlantean and Norse starter set. Afterworld is a two-player card game that has the feel of a board game, but also the opportunity to chase like a trading card game. So the object to win the game is you move your commanders according to compass points on the cards. You move them through the empire, and if you can destroy your enemy's territories, all of them, or their fortress, then you'll win. But the commanders on their own can't do anything. Throughout the game, you will be taking turns building up your units, equipping them with items, and then using those as long as your units still exist, using them to be able to move through and battle. The fighting is it's very quick. The game takes about 45 minutes. We have the two starter sets, Atlantean and Norse and Egyptian and Japanese, available.
And this is from Panini Games, which is
Correct.
fairly new to the game world.
Correct, yes.
So where are they going to find out about these particular products?
We have a website, afterworldgame.com. On the site, you'll have a checklist of all the cards, as well as the rule book and a comic book. See, Panini in Europe makes comic books, so to kind of show the story, and we have some available here at the show for some of the attendees. Kind of tells the story of Afterworld and the origins of the story.
So in your mind, if you're a retailer and they're looking at Afterworld as a possible purchase,
right,
how are they going to differentiate this game from the other trading card games? What's the really high selling points of this game?
I think the real high selling point is the high production quality. The artwork that has two unique styles, and we combine them in each starter set. Having this out and seeing this vastness, it's almost like a civ building game and almost like a war game. So seeing that out there is a big differentiator. The price point in MSRPs we're at $29.99, so it's a very for the starters, and then the faction packs are $3.99. So it's a very low entry point for new players. We think it will appeal greatly to the traditional trading card game players, but also have a lot of variability and interest for the traditional board game players as well. So
give me an idea of a turn so they can kind of get an idea.
Sure. There's three stages to each turn. There is a supply stage where you're drawing your cards, similar to most trading card games.
Okay.
And then once you have your cards in your hand, then if you have equipped units, like I have set up here, then those commanders can then take their turns back and forth and make their movements. If they go into a territory that is unoccupied, then they attack the territory, and if those territories will provide resources that enable them to build their units, equip them with items, play events. But if they can destroy a territory, it gets raised, and that's no longer supply producing. Right, obviously.
Right.
But if there is a opponent on the territory, then they battle, and then they combine their combined strength, and then they do damage. They may destroy an entire commander's units, but on the way out, those units will then inflict damage on them. So you have to be very careful not to stretch yourself out too thin.
Awesome. So, is this available in retail already, or
it is? It's available now in hobby shops, and you can definitely get them through distributors and
there it is.
Yeah.
So we got Afterworld, Atlanteans and Norse from Panini Games. Go to southernhobby.com to find out more, or Afterworld.com.
Afterworldgame.com.
Afterworldgame.com. This is Tony Chernoff with Panini Games. I'm David Lowry with Club Fantasci, coming to you from the Southern Hobby Supply Retail Expo in Nashville, Tennessee. Stay tuned, we have a lot more yet to come.